Hey guys, welcome back to the Acolyte channel. Today we're doing another gaming video, however this time we're putting down the controller and we're picking up the dice. And I'm not doing this video alone. To help me, we have 6 content creators, so let's meet them. I'm Ackle, I'm the Dungeon Master, and I'm a SideQuest Ambassador for the Crescent Moon Alchemy Co.
I'm Codi from Roll for Focus. I'm playing Kormia Shadowpelt, the Leonin Rogue. And I'm a SideQuest Ambassador for Crescent Moon Alchemy Co.
Hello, I'm Brann. I am the head writer, creative director, and lead GM of World Tree Quest. I'm a TTRPG content creator. I am playing Thistle Cloverwood, the Furbolg Druid, and I'm a SideQuest ambassador for Crescent Moon Alchemy.
Hi, I'm Mystic. I go by the Mystic May, and I am playing Vennala. Vennala, a Paragon sorcerer. I'm a SideQuest ambassador for Crescent Moon Alchemy Co.
Hello, my name is Freckle. I go by Freckled Aquarius, and I'm also a creative director and artist for the Strangers Guild, which is a live play game. I am playing Leida, a half-elf storm sorcerer, and I am a SideQuest ambassador for Crescent Moon Alchemy Co.
My name is Caitlin, but you all probably know me as Keyblade Crusader. I am here with these lovely people, and I'm also an ambassador for the Crescent Moon Alchemy Company. And today, I am playing Kai, the Wizard Warlock.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
I'm Micaela.
And we're Crescent Moon Alchemy Company. We're playing a Warforged barbarian and cleric named Bits and Bolts. Thank y'all so much for being ambassadors.
So, we have our players, we have our dice. Let's play D&D. It's late in the afternoon when 6 elite members of the Eldrunite army return to camp. You return to a camp pretty familiar to yourselves, having spent the vast majority of your time here. In a large clearing of trees, you have tents scattered. You have people of all different races going about their day. In the centre, you have a large bonfire with assortments of meat and veg cooking around it. And at the far back, you have a much larger tent with a wooden-like platform, a wooden-like stage in front of it. You know that about this time, General Meltan will begin a speech to motivate and raise morale. You probably have a bit of time before that happens. You may want to rest your feet, you may want to wander the camp, but that choice is yours.
First thing that Thistle is going to do as he comes into this camp, Thistle being quite a bit bigger than a lot of people, is going to go over to his kind of part of the camp, which is he doesn't have a tent. He just grows his own enclosure, his own sleeping quarters and such. So he goes over, looks around at it, casts Druidcraft on a couple of bits as like a form of mending to make some thicker viney growth, almost like knotting it, and then just sit down and just kind of. As soon as he's sat down and he can relax, just give the of letting off the tension of the day.
Leida would probably similarly go towards her space of the camp, and she would begin gathering things to prepare some sort of meal or food for the rest of the group. So she's kind of hopping around here and there, gathering pots and pans, whatever kind of food we may have around the area, so she can start getting that going and bringing it over towards the fire.
Kormia, you notice fairly far back as to where you're currently standing, faces you're not familiar with. As previously said, you know this place well, you know most of its people well. Being that most of them are soldiers, some refugees. And you clock that 2 of them are newcomers.
That definitely piques her interest. gathering information is kind of her bag, both for her pride and for this group. So she doesn't approach them immediately, but she does kind of circle around to kind of get an ear on what they may be talking about, what they're doing, because she needs to know all the faces that are in this area and whether they're here to help or hurt.
Yeah, for sure. As you walk, are you going there now, or?
Yeah, she's kind of been keeping an eye on things, settled herself, spoke with a spirit already to get her extra proficiency for the day, and so this new thing, while she might normally take a moment, take a breath, with something new potentially disrupting the order of here, she wants to get her eyes and ears on that first.
For sure. Anybody like to follow? No one has to.
I'll follow behind her.
Yeah. Okay. So the two of
I
you.
think if Thistle sees them walking past, he would go up and kind of like, oh, familiar face. Yeah.
Yeah, for
follow
sure.
him.
Absolutely.
It would definitely be clear Kormia is walking with more intent than just, oh, I'm walking around the camp. It's clear she has a goal.
Oh, you're striving towards it. Love it. In that case, Kormia and those who are following approach a female green dragonborn, and with her a much smaller, again green dragonborn child. And you, before actually getting, I suppose, within a distance where they would be aware of you coming, you're hearing excitement from the child and the mother talking as if, okay, but calm down, inside voice, despite the fact that you are all indeed outside.
Kai is going to approach because the less imposing individual. And they're gonna just kind of wave to them, be like, "Hi, how you doing?"
Okay. The child, kind of not scared, but hides behind the mum a little bit. And you don't notice anything peculiar. You just notice a mum who is reasonably, but still being guarded about a stranger. And she just, hello, hi, nice to meet you, hi.
Hi. What brings you here? You here to see the general or something else?
Well, it's not me. It's my getting a bit more nervous. And she's just pointing to the tent, the large tent that you all saw as you walked in, the much bigger one towards the back. My husband's here to see your, or I presume yours. Don't want to assume. Maybe yours, maybe not. Your general, being very stuttery.
That's all right. Yeah, we're all friends here.
Are you a soldier? Are you like me?
Yes.
When you say that in the bubbly voice that you're giving off, the little girl peeks out around a bit more. The mum is still hesitant, not stopping her, but still arm in front. And this little girl is beaming at you, and the people standing near you with a smile.
Hi. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Jade. I'm Jade. I saw soldiers like you before.
Really?
My dad said that you're brave soldiers, and that's why he's here. That's why he's talking to your leader.
Oh, who's your dad? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
And she kind of just looks up at her mum, and the mum kind of chuckles. Backen, my husband's Backen. And the little girl, no, it's Dad. Obviously, not aware that people have names as well. Back in my husband, he's speaking with your general.
Oh, okay. Is everything all right? Did you guys need something? An escort, perhaps, to your village?
Well, no, and she's interrupted because what she and Jade and also all of you gathered round here is the large tent opening. And when the tent opens, as per normal daily process, the camp falls silent. The only real noises you're hearing is the crackling of the fire and Jade's squeal of excitement. General Meltan walks out, and following him are 3 other people. A scrawny female human, a dragonborn male, and a large male Leonin. General Meltan speaks to everyone. Soldiers, we continue to be looked down on by those who wish to remain in the past. But today, we have 3 new feet. We have 3. Try that again. Today, we have 3 brave folk who wish to join our cause. And he begins touching the shoulder of the 3 standing with him. The composure to those 3 change quickly. The dragonborn and the human start to writhe in pain, and the Leonin is standing strong with his arms crossed. Kormia, Thistle, and I may butcher this name, Vennala.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice, with your passive perception, you notice that he is in a great deal of pain, but he's just hiding it very well. What happens next happens far too quickly for anyone to really react to. The Dragonborn hurled over. You see the skin on his back tear open, and from that fresh wound shoots 2 large metallic wings. The Leonin, looking at his hands, notices long sharp claws shoot out from the tips, and his knuckles encased in steel. He grabs the fur from his chin, removing it along with the skin to show cogs and metal screws where his bones should be. And then the human. You watch her fall to her knees, and with a soul-shattering scream, she implodes into a pile of blood and flesh.
What? Huh?
The general steps forward, trying to quickly control the situation. Things that you have seen sometimes, though not often. It's truly a shame about the young woman who was willing to give her life for the Eldrunite army, and to have it cut so short. Let us remember Lorifea of Myrus, but let us also welcome Bakken Irondrake and Astoff Boneclaw to our cause. He turns away, and in doing so he gives all of you a look as if to say, we need to talk. He walks into his tent. The Dragonborn and the Leonian walks off the stage. And almost too quickly, everyone just goes about their day as if nothing happened. Now, you may wish to go straight to General Meltan. You may wish to greet the new people. That's down to you.
I would
First, I'm
like.
going to look at the other. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
well, first I'm going to look at everyone else like, we all saw the same thing, right?
Do us a favour. I would like all of you to roll me a history check, please.
Ooh.
First dice roll of the game.
Oh.
That's a whole 5.
I got a 13.
13.
That's 18 on my end, boss.
That is a incredibly impressive 6.
Show me up, I see.
Okay. Anybody with, let's say, a 7 upwards, being residents of Eldrin, and specifically being residents within the Eldrinite army, you're very aware that General Meltan has the ability to bestow onto others gifts that come from his own upbringing. And whereas these gifts can be amazing, such as giving a Dragonborn wings or giving a Leonin claws, they're not foolproof and they're not amazing for everyone. They come with risks. And you've seen many times good things happen, but you've seen the occasional bad as well. Doesn't happen often. Doesn't happen often enough for you to be numb to it, but you have seen it.
That's like the third time in a row that this happened. Oh my god. Does he even know how to control his gift half the time? I'm just curious.
I mean, with great risk comes the great reward part. We know that they're making the choice with the risks that come with it.
Thistle reacts in much the same way he reacts anytime this happens. He doesn't acknowledge it. He turns away from it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get along well with what's the correct word I'm looking for here? He understands the place of technology and such, but being a druid, being bound to the natural world, he understands the harm and the damage they cause. So he's very, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm not gonna pretend that I like it. So as soon as it happens, it's almost quite cold when he does it. When the human meets their fate, he immediately turns away from it.
Okay, love it. You're all kind of still adjusting. You're hearing most of the people around this camp going about their day as if nothing had just changed. You realise that there are a few people, one person specifically in this camp who's new, who may not be as desensitized to things as everyone else here. And you realise this because you can hear her screaming whilst holding her mum.
Oh, kiddo. Jade, hey. Listen, I know that was really, really scary. That was really scary, huh?
We're going to come back to you in a moment. Anybody who isn't with the child, and that's your choice. If someone wanted to follow, you could. But anyone who doesn't wish to go comfort a screaming child, you notice the guard standing at Meltan's tent, who's not pulling you over, but giving a look as if to say, please. So at this point, I'd like anybody who doesn't wish to remain outside or speak to the child to make their way to Meltan.
I think Bits and Bolts would have been standing by the fire watching, and as General Meltan walked off, I think we would have followed immediately.
Followed Meltan. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Kormia would have given the stage where all of this happened as wide a berth as she could have after the implosion of the human. That's the part that settles the least well with her. She knows it's high risk, high reward, but seeing the downside of that's not something that she really stomachs well.
Yeah.
But she has a job to do soon, apparently. Kind of gives the two that survived a small, solemn nod and then follows after the general as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think Vennala would also follow. Vennala comes from a background of like having been surrounded by like guild members and things like that. So I don't think that seeing this, even though she knows the high risk and things, it would settle well because she grew up in a place where taking care of the people is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she'd want to follow to get answers.
Absolutely.
I think Thistle does a little. I think Thistle does a little bit of both. Thistle kind of scoop up like a handful of like dirt. I want like it probably looks quite intimidating to this child. This like 8.5 foot tall ginger furbolg walking over, and I kind of just hold the dirt out and put my finger on it, and I'll cast Druidcraft and make this little bloom. Not like a flower, like a wee, almost like a wee shrubbery, but start to form, and then just kind of put it on the ground in front of them, and then in his really furbolgy, deep rolling brawl, we'll just say, "No, everything's so bad. You keep your eyes skyward, and you'll be grand." And then I just stand and I'll go off to follow the rest of them. My peace has been disturbed now. I am no longer in a happy mood.
Okay. So, in moments like this, where I have a player do something that in my head I've got 3 or 4 different things for, I always ask divination potion. And in this one, I was basically trying to decide whether or not what you have done is good enough to inherit a inspiration point, and this time you do. So if you could add 1 inspiration point, you haven't cheered up the child. It's still a plant versus an exploding body, but you, if anything, have momentarily shifted the attention. And finally, I don't know, Freckles, did we get where you're going?
I'd say that she probably would have also headed towards the child, just in an attempt to block the view of whatever remnants are left over, and to kind of, after seeing the little pile of dirt and all that, she would maybe minor illusion some butterflies to land on it as well, or fly around the child's head, just to, keep the eyes away from that scene.
Okay. Ask again. Please take an inspiration point. So again, it's still quite traumatizing what this kid has seen. However, both your acts have, if anything, momentarily risen this child up a little bit. This does go easier when this child's father is also walking towards you. So, everyone that is in the tent with Meltan, we're going to come to you shortly, but for the moment that's where you are. You've just walked in, you see a chair, and on that is Meltan. But for now we're going to stay with this child, and we're going to stay with the people with him. After this act of pure magic in this child's eyes, the father, Bekan, walks over and considering what's just happened, not necessarily to him, but to the person with him, he has a childlike wonder. He is beaming from ear to ear. He's giggling to himself. He's ecstatically happy. And when he approaches his wife and child, he gives his wife, Saphira, a little kiss on the cheek. He picks his daughter up and he says, "I've done it. I'm one of them now." And hearing this, you two see the little girl smiling again.
Well, not every day you get to say your dad's a hero, right?
My dad's always a hero to me. Now he can fly. And she pulls on his wings a little bit. And this is a new feeling for Beckon. He's only just gotten these wings, so in doing so, he kind of tilts forward a bit, but still laughing, still happy. And Saphira, smiling through what has just happened. This is something he's wanted for since reading the texts of our ancestors and seeing the images of these behemoths with wings. He's always wanted them, and I'm so thankful. It's horrible to say, but I'm so thankful that Beckon got off that stage.
Well, we're glad, obviously. And do you need anything? I'm sure the wings are a brand new feeling. Is it painful?
So he tells you that it was not painful in the slightest. However, even with a -1 to perception, you can see the tears in his eyes. He's smiling and he's happy, but you can't tell how much, but it certainly was at least a mild bit sore. And as he's about to say more, the Jade, the daughter, smacks him on the back. "No, nothing could hurt my dad."
Oh,
Oh, maybe don't do that.
perhaps after all of this, you and your family would like a free meal and drink at my tavern when this is all said and done. How does that sound?
All of them, including the mother, who from at this point seemed quite, shall we say, mature in comparison, loved that idea. However, just before they could reply, you all hear, or at least the people outside hear, a very loud commotion.
Oh,
And we're going to bounce to the tent. Put you guys on hold for a moment. Those who have entered the tent, when you walk in, you see a very makeshift throne. It's essentially made out of random chunks of wood. And on this throne, you see a 7-foot man with arms that look like tanks, both in size and material, and wires coming through his neck and then down into his chest. It's hard to tell whether he's more robot or more human, but he is definitely a very large mixture of the two. He looks defeated. He's slumped in his chair, hand over his head. And as you walk in, he looks to you all and just says, "Go on, say it." Nothing. None of you want to point it out. I know. It's bad. The amount of people that volunteer for this that it works wonders for. And then you get the occasional one that it doesn't, and it generally makes me feel like it's not worth it. But it is. I have to believe it is. The people in this camp, they owe so much to you. You can hear his voice breaking. But I'm afraid I have more to ask. Should you be willing, of course.
What is it you have to ask?
Gundram's factory has gone silent. And there's whispers. It could be nothing. It probably is nothing, but there are whispers of trouble down in Myrus. I'd feel better if you'd go check it out. And I know that not all of you are 100% on board with this, but if you'd just humour me. And he pulls out, in one hand, he's holding 6 vials. He holds it in front of him, and you see his arms start to bump upwards. And from the palm of his hand drops into each vial a singular metallic specimen of sorts. He closes the lids on all of them, and he doesn't force them upon you, but he holds his hand out in the hopes that you will take one. Now, Keyblade and Freckle, you are currently outside. It's Keyblade, not Keyblade, I do apologise. But to those inside the tent, are there anybody unwilling to take one of these?
100%. Thistle steps back as if he's been burned.
Okay.
Like for such a large person, he looks like he shrinks back, like really intensely recoiling away from that.
Okay.
Kormia doesn't have as strong of a reaction, but she does not reach for one either. She has not the same feeling of Thistle of this being unnatural, but her whole pride is about death and the life cycle, and all of this automaton is so unnatural. It destroys that balance to a degree, and it's not something she likes to see happen and doesn't want to take part of it. Her goal here is protecting these people. If they make that choice, that's on them, but she doesn't want to partake.
That's fine.
I feel like Vennala would and grip her staff tighter, debating on whether to take it or not, but not to drink it, but more so to maybe add it to the potion she already has on her staff.
With that, General Meltan can somewhat see this look in your eye. And he speaks mostly to you, being that you're the reaction that got him to see this, but also to Thistle and to Kormia. Please don't misunderstand me. You know that if you wish for this, you may ask. These are not for you. I need you to take these to Myrus for others who may wish to, if voluntarily, join us. He holds his hand out again, not in the direction, especially not in the direction of Thistle, but he holds his hand out again to any who wish to take it, not to take for themselves, but as cargo.
Kormia will reluctantly accept to carry them.
Okay.
Again, it's not her choice, but she's not going to withhold that choice from someone else.
Okay.
We will take one too.
Yep. And Vennala.
Yes.
Should you wish to, Would you be willing to transport one of these?
I think she would. I think she feels the same sentiment of she, like the others, of she doesn't agree with it, but this has been going on for a while, so it's not their choice to make.
Yeah.
So I think they choose to carry them regardless.
General Meltan looks to each of you and, not talking to you as a group, but taking the time to talk to you as individuals, he thanks the ones who took one. And to Thistle, he says, I apologise if I caused any offence. It was not my intent. These ceremonies are never easy for me, especially when they go so south. So any offence, I truly, truly apologise.
Thistle doesn't answer anything, doesn't say anything to it, but to he is going to take, he has carpenter's tools, and on his quarterstaff, which is usually, it's just a walking stick, really doesn't use it for combat, but at the top, spiraling its way down, he's started carving into it over the course of time he's been here. He's going to start adding the human woman's name to his quarterstaff, where he's got, since he's been here, everybody that has failed that, he's got all their names carved onto his staff.
Do we know what these vials are?
Yeah. Sorry, say that last part again. I didn't quite hear that.
You said we've seen this before. This isn't. Do we know what's inside these vials?
Absolutely. So before that point, Thistle, you have 17 names on your staff.
Is that including Lorfire?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It is, yeah. All of you do know what these specimens are. So there are a race of people. There's not that many of them. It was a practice that was ruled out very quickly when it came, called the automaton birthed. And there's rumours as to what really created them. Some say it was some kind of artificial malfunction. Some say it was human madness. There are countless reasons and rumours behind their birth. However, what remains is that these are a human robotic abomination. Now, that's not to say they're bad. In fact, some quite the opposite, but their existence is unnatural. One of the unnatural things that these can do is mass produce these specimens that can shift the molecular level of your own being to turn you into something that is close to them. If you kind of, for an argument's sake, think of vampire and vampire spawn, it's a very similar thing. Meltan is one of the few left, and he knows he is an abomination himself, so he tries to do with it what he can to make for a better Eldrin. Thistle, as you finish putting the final lettering into your staff, you hear a loud commotion coming from outside. That commotion is very quickly amped big time when what was just a noise is now a ginormous metal object flying through the tent doorway, knocking into Meltan, and then flying back out the door. I would like you all to roll for initiative, please.
13 for Kormia.
13 for Vennala.
18 for Thistle.
Is this for the people inside the tent?
This is everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
then 7 on my end, sir.
10 for Leida.
Bits and bolts, who's currently, at this moment in time, who's currently in charge?
We rolled a 13, and it was Bolts, but we're going to have Bolts' face will start to turn around 180 degrees below his helmet, revealing another face. The lights and runes all over his body are going to turn from blue to purple, and Bits is going to take over for the first combat.
Fantastic.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god, I thought you guys were 2 separate Warforged. Oh, this is so cool.
2 and 1.
I like this.
That's so fun.
Fantastic.
It's like the mayor of Halloween Town, but
That's
terrifying.
exactly what I was thinking.
How did I not make that connection? Yes. Excuse me. So, your timelines, if you like, they're back in the same place. Even the noise that the people outside have heard have now matched up to the noise that the people inside have. From the inside, again, you saw a claw come through the door, whack into General Meltan, and get sucked back out. From the outside, I was hoping you didn't pick up on that. From the outside, you see a large, angry Leonin with his arm stretched out into a chain, and that chain is just going and going and going until it enters the door of that tent, and it gets pulled back to him. And for the people outside, you only notice after the hand has returned back to his own that a large majority of the people that was around him are no longer with us. So, Thistle, we're going to kick off with you.
I'll step outside the tent to kind of get a better idea. But as I'm doing it, I've just kind of like stuck my quarterstaff in the ground, and I'm pulling off my actual weapon, which is a maul. It's less a maul and more of just a sapling whose roots happen to grow around a big chunk of marble, and I just took it. So I'm coming out with that drawn, looking for the threat.
Okay. You being the first person out of the tent, you definitely see the threat very quickly. It's by no means being kept hidden. Astoff, the Leonin who just moments ago was gifted this new power, is using it to decimate the camp that you hold dear. And from the angle that you yourself were at, Astoff is practically looking directly at you. He's about 20 feet away from you.
I'm going to, like, holding them all and just kind of looking at them. I'm just going to release the grip slightly, just so it's like that cinematic thing where it slides down and I grip it at the base a bit more. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to march straight towards them, heft up the maul, and I'm batting for the nines here. I'm swinging straight for the metal jaw.
Excellent.
I may be a druid, but I am also a large cowman. That is a grand smashing, I hope smashing, a grand smashing total of 21 to hit.
That definitely hits. Absolutely.
Okay. So that is 2d6 plus 4. It's not great. It's a total of 10.
As this marble whacks against Astolf's jaw, it definitely shifts him. However, after that initial blow and his head turning, he then turns his head against the hammer to look back at you. You may have potentially hurt him, but what you've definitely done is royally pissed him off.
Absolutely fine. As my bonus action, as he pushes his head back against the hammer, I'm gonna drop them all, and I'm gonna wild shape.
Okay.
And this 8.5 feet tall cowman now turns into standing on its back legs, easily 13, 14 feet tall, just a huge brown bear. And like, yeah, cool. Lion man pushed back against the hammer. I'm about to hit him with half a ton of fur and fury. So yeah, wild shape into a large like grizzly bear.
Okay. Fantastic. And just remind me, because I could be wrong here. Can you wild shape and then attack again, or is that a separate thing?
No. So when I wild shape, I take on their physical attributes. I keep my mental attributes, but I still keep my current action economy, which means that I've used my movement, I've used my action, I've used my bonus action. So that's the end of my turn.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Fantastic. Okay, so now we have Kormia. What have you got for us?
Much like Thistle kind of immediately goes to assess the threat, she's pulling out her short sword and her dagger, and she's darting right across to the two, kind of slipping around behind the Leonin to flank with the now grizzly bear, and going to do her best to stab him from behind and see if she can. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. That's a 22 to hit.
Absolutely.
And I've got an ally, so I get my sneakies. Ooh. 9, 10, 11. So that's 13 damage.
Okay.
And then I would like to bonus action offhand attack, if that's cool.
Please do.
That is a 21 to hit.
Yep.
For a whole 2 more damage.
So was that 2 or 4?
2.
2. Fantastic. Thank you.
So,
if we've been traveling together for a while, I think they've got this down to like a fine art. Thistle gets big and then distracts so the smaller ones can get in behind.
Small is a strong word for Kormia. She's also like 6 feet tall, but yes, compared to Thistle's form, smaller. But quick, keeps the shadows, takes advantage of the distraction, slips behind him. It's just like a quick jab to where his kidney should be, pulled back, another sharp stab with her dagger, and then she's just crouched and ready to go again.
You've definitely you've done some damage. Astolf, he turns his head away from Thistle. He looks at you, and in looking at you, you see the pupils kind of flicker, and you just hear and he turns away quickly, almost as if a thought entered his mind and it was just as quickly dismissed. And is that your combat?
That's everything. My movement, action, bonus.
Fantastic. We then have we have bits and bolts.
So I think Bits is going to go over to the general and ask him how he's doing, because it did seem that he got hit pretty hard.
Give me a medicine check, please.
Ooh, that's a natural one.
I don't need to put it.
He's fine. He's fine. He's asleep. There's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
He's just resting.
Yeah.
In
He looks
pieces.
he looks
That
like
is
he's having a really pleasant dream.
I think Bits is gonna, I guess, run out of the tent,
Yeah.
go up to the Leonin,
Astoff is the
ask.
Sorry, I thought you was talking about Kormia. You're going to the enemy Leoning Astov, yeah?
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's not too far out of the tent, right?
He's about did I say 20 or 30?
You said 20.
I did say 20, didn't I? Thanks. He's about 20 feet from the tent, yeah.
Okay.
With 30 feet of movement, would we be able to make
Absolutely, yeah. The inside of the tent, although large in height, isn't particularly large, so yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to him and cast Inflict Wounds.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's a nasty spell. Love it.
It's my absolute favourite D&D spell.
Touch makes a Constitution saving throw, and it's at a 13.
16.
17, 19. So he takes 5 points damage.
Yeah. Okay. How does that look when you cast it?
We'll reach out and touch his wherever we can reach.
Mhm.
And can we shock him?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So yeah, as you do that, you do see the furs, or what fur still remains on him, just kind of. It didn't necessarily cause a great deal of pain. You got his attention though. We now have Vennala.
I think seeing this happen, Vennala is going to extend her arm and cast a blade ward.
Okay.
So when she extends her hand, she traces a sigil in the air, and it creates this warding. And when she casts spells, her eyes glow green, and these almost like clock cogwheels, spectral cogwheels appear behind her. And so she creates this blade ward around her, so she is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And she, I guess, steps out of the tent, drops her staff, and readies her crossbow. I think that ends my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have Astof's turn. So currently within reaching range, we have Thistle directly in front of him. We have Bits directly. I'd imagine also in front of him. Am I correct there? Yeah. And then behind, we have Kormia.
Yes.
So, he's going to kind of sniff around the three in his immediate vicinity. The people off in the distance at this moment in time not a big concern. He then begins to open his hand up. But looking at his hand, you see the fingers, not the claws, but the fingers start to almost separate a little bit. So the ordinary looking metallic fingers become longer, become almost wiry. The light is reflecting, so I have to bend this. And he is going to use Steel Claw, and he is going to use that on Kormia.
That makes sense. I did the most damage to him. That tracks.
Yeah. So, I've lost my d20. I found it, it's all good. So.
That means we win!
Anyway, good night, guys. See you later. Does a 15 hit you?
It does, yes.
It does. Fantastic. Or, well, maybe not fantastic, but...
Not for me, but for you.
So this is going to be a 2d4 plus 2 bludgeoning or slashing. I'm going to go for slashing because he's using his claws, not his fist. So 2. Yeah, it's 2d4. 1, good start. 1. Plus 2. So that is a whopping 4 points of damage.
Sounds good.
And after striking you, he's going to growl again. Shadow Pelt. And then it is off to Kai, please.
Okay, so it's my turn. Okay, let's see. In a panic, seeing this guy who just got transformed doing all of this and everybody hitting him, I'm just gonna pull out an Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Alright, blast.
So anyways, I start blasting.
That's an 18 to hit, boss.
18 certainly did hit. I printed this in blue and the light is making it impossible to see. 18 did hit, yes.
Alright, let me get the damage set. It teetered on the 10 and went to a 4. I'm so angry. Dang it.
Awesome.
So yeah, that is a 4.
Fantastic. Excuse me. Okay, so although it was only a 4, he stumbles back a little bit. Whereas a 4 may not be a strong number added up with the others, it's taking its toll. This mixed with the fact that this body is new to Astolf, or at least parts of it are anyway. He's starting to panic. Thistle, we're back to you. Wait, I feel like we've missed someone, have we?
Yeah, we have. Mr.
Freckle. I had rolled, I think it was a 10 for initiative.
I am terribly sorry.
Oh, it's okay, no worries.
Yeah, you did. Would you like to take your turn?
Sure, yeah. So I see Leida seeing all of her team putting in their best effort. I think to try and aid them, she is going to attempt to cast Hold Person on him. So I would need to get a Wisdom saving throw from the line.
That's a nat 1.
13. Oh, perfect.
Amazing.
That fails. So she extends her hand out, and it is these ribbons of like fire and water and different elements that kind of begin to wrap around his ankles and work their way up to hold him into place.
Okay. That certainly worked. And for your other action?
And then I think she's just going to just move closer.
Yeah.
Almost in a sense of like just keeping a grip on her magic and concentrating on keeping him tied to that spot.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Okay. Brilliant. Now we're back to Thistle.
With Hold Person, he's now paralysed, which means I get advantage on my attacks, and if I hit, they're automatically critical hits.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So as a bear,
Last long.
as a bear, I'm just gonna smack him twice. I see all these ribbons wrap up around him, and I'm still up on my like hind legs, so I'm gonna do like, you know, like where a bear will raise its paw and then they go down onto all fours, but they bring their full weight down on the back of their paw. So I'm doing that, and I'm like, at this point, my paw has to be about the size of his torso. So I'm just like full bodying him with this, like bringing it down. That is a 19 plus 6 for a total of 25.
Did you wild shape into a bear? I thought you were a cow.
He did wild shape.
So I'm a furbolg. I'm a furbolg who looks like a Highland cow, but I wild shaped into a bear. I imagine there's still like a trait of them. Like the grizzly bear is probably ginger.
I love that.
I'm like Beast Boy. When I wild shape, I'm still ginger.
The same color.
Fantastic.
So how do you do criticals? I know some people do it differently. Some people do double dice, double damage. Some people do max plus dice. Like, how do you run it?
I tend to swing more towards double damage.
Double damage, cool.
Sweet.
So I am I'm a big old bear.
Yeah.
And I went away from the bear. So the first one is going to be my paw, which is 1d8 plus 4.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. That's 8 plus 4 makes 12. Double that damage is going to be 24 damage. As I clatter my paw right down on top of him. And then for the next one, my second attack I get to make as a bear is my bite. So as I smack him with this huge paw, I'm then going to go in and try and wrap my jaws right around his head and just clamp down.
Okay.
Wrong attack. That's a 19 in total, 13 plus 6.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I rolled the wrong. I've done these round the wrong way. Sorry. The 1d8 plus 4 is my bite. So that one's already been done. But we'll just so my claws are 2d6 plus 4. So I will do that just now.
That's fine.
5 and 4 is 9, plus 4 is 13. 13 doubled is 26. So that's a total of 50 damage from both attacks. Despite the fact they were put in the order of bite, then claws, they're going claw, then bite.
So, I'm struggling not to quote a really famous DM, and I'm trying to think of something else to say. How would you like this to play out, shall we say?
I think that Thistle's doing his usual job of being the big like the big distraction. Sees his teammates all coming in, and then he sees the telltale sign of his skilled companion wrapping these ribbons round, and he's like, they've probably done this whole dance like a good couple of times, and Thistle knows once that goes up, that's the end game. So he just bodies him down, and I imagine maybe puts him on the ground with his paw on his back, and then just right in, clamps the jaws around the head, 2 quick twists either side. He might not agree with what this person has done, or he might not like what they've done, but nobody deserves suffering. So it's the quick biting, clamping at the back of the neck spine, twist, twist. If that doesn't do it with all the mechanics and stuff, probably wrenches and like just rips the head clean off, just to make sure that that is done. That is it. But it's definitely not prolonging any kind of suffering. He's trying to be quick.
A mercy killing of sorts.
In Thistle's eyes, very much so.
Yeah.
In Thistle's mind, this guy's just done that, just taken this step, and is now turned around and massacred a bunch of people. So obviously, it's the machine's fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much so.
God, AI, right?
Damn AI!
You said about how dependent on his mechanical stuff, his head would come clean off. His head does.
Yeah, if it's like a twist, and then knowing that would be like a kill snap.
Yeah.
If he can still feel the Leonin moving while knowing, oh, your neck is broken in like 4 different places, you should be dead.
Yeah.
If the Leonin's still moving, that's when he would wrench to pull the head off.
The Leonin Astov would be moving up until the point where separation has occurred, which I'd say, based on that little bit of damage that you've done, is a fair, safe thing to say has happened. There may be a couple of wires or veins. It's hard to tell quite which, but yes, you as a team have quite swiftly taken out this threat in camp. The feeling to celebrate may be there. However, as the rush, or whatever you want to use to call it, fades, you start to get brought back to camp mentally to see a vast majority of your fellow campmates gone. There is a mist of red covering the leaves around you. It's hard to tell whether your footing is of twigs or bone. A large amount of the people you've known for some time are now dead. And General Gundrum, that's the wrong name, it's General Meltan. Gundrum's a factory. That may seem like a reveal, generally not, I just got the names mixed up. General Meltan.
Somebody write it down,
General Meltan, to a person who's just been essentially hit by a truck. He's somewhat stumbling out of his tent at this point. There's blood pouring from his head, kind of leaving a trail as he walks out. And there's a look that he isn't quite aware if he's conscious right now, because what he's seeing doesn't make sense to be reality. And I now pass it over to you.
General, are you okay? What just happened?
You should sit down. You don't look too good.
I think Bits is gonna walk over to the general and like lightly touch him on the shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
That would help.
Yeah.
Kormia's gonna take a moment to kind of rifle through Astolf's pockets and anything he knew her name, her pride name, and given her typical occupation, being unknown is usually better for her, so that piqued a weird thing for her, and wants to know what might have driven him to come here, seek out their group. So she's just seeing if there's anything incriminating on him outside of the wiry corpse.
Okay. Would you mind rolling a excuse me, a you can either do insight or not insight. You can either do is it insight for inspections or is it inspect?
Investigate.
Investigation. It's nearly 1 a.m. for me. I do apologise. Investigation or perception. It is your choice on which one you want to do there. And Bits, you cast healing wound on thingy. Excellent.
That's only a 10 for investigation.
That's only a 10. Thank
That's
you very
only a
much.
10.
That's fine. So we'll come back to General Meltan then. As you're looking through, you don't really see anything on his person. What you do see is there are 4 vials of these specimens that was presumed to have been in the tent beforehand in a kind of crevice that is within his metal paw. So, for whatever reason, he wanted these. Now, obviously I know you're just looking for answers specifically. If you want to give me a history check, but with disadvantage, please.
That's fair. Oop, that's a floor die. That's a 14.
So, whereas you don't necessarily know details, you do remember as a younger cub hearing stories of a rival of sorts to your pack. Rival's not necessarily the right word because there was no rivalry, there was no using each other to get better. This was just someone that your pack maybe deemed unsavory. But that's all that you're recalling at this time.
Okay.
Okay. Meltan has kind of recovered to the point where he's seeing what's around. The only people breathing in this camp are you and him. Everybody else is either dead or fled. I would like... Vennala.
Yes.
I'd actually like you to roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay. 17.
17.
Ooh, that's good.
So with your ears, you are able to hear. You can't see this, but you can hear a very tiny scurrying. In a rough direction, approximately 15 feet from where you're standing right now.
Okay.
You don't know what it is. You don't know whether it's a threat, but you know it's there, and it's moving with urgency.
And in which direction do I hear it from? It's coming outside of the campground.
It's within the camp. It's
It is within the camp.
just to the left of you. What you see with your eyes, and what everyone else will be able to see as well, is just piles of what used to be a tent. But you specifically hear something coming from the same direction.
I think since I still have the blade ward up, I'm going to start moving towards the sound, but carefully trying to see if I can figure out what it is, whether it's a threat or not.
Absolutely. Is anybody else with you, or are you going a bit solo on this one?
I think I'm going solo on this one.
That's fine. At the moment, you're the only one that hears it, so that's totally fine. We'll come back to you in just a second then. To the rest of you, General Meltan starts, after gathering his thoughts, gathering his breath, coming to terms with what's currently in front of him is real. The Eldronite army isn't an army to him. It isn't a faction. It isn't a resource. It's the closest thing to family that he's had. This is a big hit for him. He sheds a tear. He thanks in so many words. He tries to thank you for the brief and swift execution of Astolf. However, it doesn't change what's happened, and he starts to explain about Myrus. He starts to almost beg you at this point. You need to get to Myrus now. We can't let what's happened here happen to everybody else. Happen where everybody, and he just cries. The idea that everybody is gone. But as he's crying, whether you are about to console him, to ignore him, to do what you want, just before anything like that happens, you hear Jade underneath a tent, having heard Vennala approaching her. So we're going to go back to Vennala. And you, in front of you, right by your feet, you see Jade, the young dragonborn child, with her hand underneath, not rubble, it's not pinned, but her hand's just underneath a bit of the tent. Her legs are kind of covered in dirt, but she is now visible to you.
I'm going to crouch down to her level to just make sure that he's not hurt first, and just to be cautious because I'm sure she's shaken up from all of this. But I think I'm also curious as to how she was the only one other than us that wasn't affected.
Excuse me. So, okay, first off, we'll see if she's hurt. So could I get a medicine check off you, please?
Yes. 16.
16. You don't see any physical injuries. Mere scrapes, if at most. But considering what's just happened, she's relatively normal. She is shaken, and she's dirty, but she's physically fine. She sees you crouching down. She can see the others behind you, whether they be facing away or facing towards. There is that feeling of whatever's just happened has passed. And she is tugging at what is underneath the tent where her arm is, calling for her mum.
Oh no.
I think I'm going to Vennala would try to ease her out from under the tent that she's in and just tell her, I'm going to check on her. I need her to go with the others while I do that because the last thing I want is for her to see something that she doesn't need to see again.
Okay.
I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna be like, hey, can I pick you up? I can tell you a couple cool stories real quick if you want.
Okay. Okay, so as Vennala picks her up, she gets picked up very easily, which is you maybe was expecting not so much, but she just swoops up. And as you're holding her, she says about her mum, "Don't let me go, mum, don't let me go." And when I'm really sorry, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of your name. It's Leida? Keyblade, yes?
Yeah, Kai.
Kai. I'm looking at the wrong. Apologies. Kai.
Perfectly fine.
When you walk over, bubbly, ready to try and make this child feel better, you see something before anybody else. You see potentially the reason why Jade is telling her mum not to let her go. You see in her hand that her mum is indeed holding it. It's just there's no mum connected. You see Jade holding just a green, larger reptilian hand, unaware as to what's gone on.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to shield her eyes. Because I'm holding her, right? I'm holding Jade.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. I didn't hear what you said just before you said you're holding her.
Well, I think I'm going to, because she sees it first, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then I kind of pick up on it from her reaction.
Yeah, I'd say you probably did. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to, hold Jade to where it shields her.
Yeah.
And kind of give Kai the look of, maybe you can remove it.
Okay.
Oh, I hope to gods that thing isn't in rigor mortis right now. And she's going to start slowly.
I could just
taking the
picture
hand.
her taking the finger.
I would love a sleight of hand check off you, please.
Oh, Lord. Okay. This is great. As if I don't get enough spooks in my, Okay, that's not terrible. That's a 12.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say with 12, she knows you've done something. She doesn't know what. So she maybe kind of looks up, but that's it.
Okay, no, it's fine. I'm just checking your hand. I don't want it to be cut, sweetie.
She just kind of... that's about it. She's not talking. She's not saying anything. She's probably in a bit of shock. But she didn't notice.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm just gonna take the hand and I'm gonna slowly put it under the tent.
I'll keep cradling her and moving her away from there, I guess, towards the group now.
Yeah. I'm moving along with her.
Love it. Okay. Hiding the hand. I'll go off the same sleight of hand check, so that worked. You're fine. That hand went unnoticed. The group is now back together, all standing with General Meltan. Now, as you was dealing with Jade, Meltan was stressing the importance of Myris. You have the option to go. If you go, it will be a travel there and back. You know these roads well. There will be no, to your knowledge, distractions. You could stay. You've been through a lot. It's entirely your choice.
I think Thistle is. Thistle's going to drop his wild shape.
Okay.
So the kind of shrinks back down to size, the fur all kind of melts back in. Sees them coming back with Jade. Can maybe put a bit of 2 and 2 together. He's a tad insightful. Comes with that wisdom and everything, apparently. And Thistle's usually quite a compassionate person. He's a, druid, very, very in tune with, usually just wants the best. But as Meltan's doing this bleeding heart sob of you need to go and you need to stop this, all that Thistle's got in his head is that not 3 minutes ago, Meltan was saying it's worth the risk. And all Thistle's got in his mind as he's looking at Meltan is just like, is it still worth the risk? And Thistle doesn't raise his voice. He's not a... He kind of thinks that if he's that big, he probably shouldn't be loud. He should, speak few words, but make sure the words are important.
Yeah.
So he doesn't shout. Everybody here would know he's not a big booming voice kind of person, but he just sticks his hand out, gesturing at the carnage around them.
Okay.
Is it still worth it?
Just really quickly, sorry for the interruption. Mystic, did you try to say something earlier? Because it looked like you did, but it crackled.
I was just curious if going on this journey is this trip that he wants us to go on. Are we gonna get answers about what even happened here to begin with? Because it seemed like everyone was gone within an instant. Just
Okay. Is this you asking your character, by the way?
I think I'm asking. Yeah, I think I'd be asking him seeing everything that's happened. We don't actually know what happened really, other than the Leonin attacking.
Okay. As you're talking to General Meltan, obviously the 2 points that you, the points that you two have brought up. To Thistle, he looks ashamed of himself because he says to you, I know where you're coming from, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I just have to believe that I'm not wrong either. Granted, that's not possible now. I want answers for this too. I want to know what happened here to my people. I hope that they are out there. And he looks, and I hope, and then he stops talking. The body of Astoff is no longer there. That was an amazing noise. The markings of where his body laid remain. He is gone.
Did Kormia have time to take the vials out of his paw before it disappeared? Because she would have retrieved those off the body when she found them.
I'll let you have it. I kind of assumed you would, so yes, I'll say you probably did take them off. Yeah. Would you have taken all of them?
Yes.
Very well.
All
Yeah.
four. And in that vein, she kind of walks up further as they're talking and very gently sets those 4 down so everyone can see them. Even if we do not agree right now, we need to find out who wanted to steal these and hurt our people in the process of it. If the foundry has gone quiet, they may not be connected, but it is a good place to start.
Okay.
No more violence needs to rise for these things.
That is kind of enough to, okay, someone's on board with what I need. Someone's on board with checking on the people of Myros. The cogs in his head are turning. Mixed with the fact that he's also just clocked the fact that there is a child in one of your arms. He kind of puts on a everything's okay face. It's a bad face, but it's theirs. He says, leave her with me. I've got her. I'll keep her safe. Please do what you can. A cart comes from behind the tent, trickles up the lane, and you've got, it's kind of a big carriage. It's certainly big enough for all of you should you wish to, with 2 horses leading the front. He just gestures in the hopes that you'll all aboard it.
Okay. Let's get this done. Kick whose ever ass we need to kick. And get back.
Go back to the general's tent. Get my quarterstaff back. I'm not going to ride on the cart. I take up too much space, and walking is a thing us furbolgs do. We walk everywhere.
Okay.
But I will step up next to the cart, but I don't even look at Meltan. Like, the Thistle's always been on the edge of this whole thing, but what's happened here is enough that he's like, this is too much.
Yeah.
He does not, he is very visibly unsettled at the idea of leaving this child alone with this setting, but he's got in his mind that, like, you know, when I come back, I will find a place for her away from this.
Okay.
Away from all this. So he's going to. There's like wee trinkets and things like that druids, they just make things because that's what we do. He's also a carpenter. So he's going to take one of them and he's just going to put it at wherever Jade is. I think Vennala's still holding her.
Yeah, Vennala's holding her.
Sorry, Vennala. So I'll just kind of go up, take her wee hand and open it, and then put a wee carving of like a random animal just into it.
Okay.
And then just be like, we'll be back, little one. And then everything will be alright.
She gives you a smile. It's a hurt smile, but it's a smile. She's grateful.
He'll smile back, take like the large foreknuckle of his finger and give it a wee tap against her face.
Okay.
And then I'll make my way over. I stand next to the cart. I put my pack onto the cart, but I'm not getting on it.
That's fine.
Kormia is going to approach the cart, kind of gives Thistle a solid commiserating clap on the shoulder as she passes him by before climbing into the cart herself.
Okay.
It's not that far.
Probably one of the few people that doesn't have to reach up that high to get his shoulder.
She doesn't need tippy toes, just a little bit of a reach above her head.
I think Bits is going to start walking towards the carriage as well, but as they're walking by, the face is going to turn again, and it's going to be back to the blue markings and runes on the body.
Okay.
And we will continue and get on the cart.
Fantastic.
Vennala is gonna carry her into the tent so that way she doesn't have to keep seeing all of the mess that's around. And grab her staff and pull off a little trinket from her staff because she just has a lot of little things and leaves it with her. Kind of just like we're gonna try to come back to at least see her. And then I'll meet with everyone else in the cart.
Meltan, regardless as to whether or not he feels that you would reciprocate, General Meltan does give you a nod of thank you for taking her in. Okay. Is that everybody on the cart? Yeah.
Except for Thistle, yes.
Except for Thistle, of course.
What is accompanying the cart?
In that case, you start riding off into the more thicker part of the tree line. The sun is almost down by this point, and the deeper in you go, you are swallowed by the darkness of night. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and a big thank you to Crescent Moon and fellow ambassadors. This game's been an absolute pleasure, and I sincerely hope we get to do it again. If you'd like to see more content like this, please do let us know in the comments. And to follow the content creators collaborating in this video, you can find their links down below. For more Acolyte content, there is a Baldur's Gate 3 Dark Urge playthrough currently going on my channel, along with some other things such as Bloodborne. Finally, for all your tabletop role-playing needs, I highly recommend the Crescent Moon Alchemy Go.